NBA insider Jake Fischer has revealed that a New York Knicks trade is coming in the form of a draft day move, and we're going to break this down. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into the video as we always do, because Jake Fischer has been talking about the New York Knicks and the draft situation. They have the 24th and the 25th pick in the NBA draft, one of them being from the Dallas Mavericks, one of them being their own pick. And we know the New York Knicks rarely use their draft picks, and it seems like that trend is going to continue into this draft, a draft that has been widely regarded as one of the worst draft classes in recent or just really ever memory. And here's what Fischer had to say. He said definitely word around the league is the Knicks are looking to move those picks 24 and 25 in the upcoming NBA draft. Now, we all know what the Knicks' plans are when it comes to trading for a star. They have only such a big window because of contract extensions, the money they're going to have to shell out to Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle in the near future. There's a lot of reason to believe that the New York Knicks are going to make a move for another star player or just another great player this summer to bolster the roster. Now, they have a ton of picks to use, not only 24 and 25 or the 38th pick in the draft. They also have all these future picks, whether it's the protected Pistons pick, the protected Wizards pick, their own future picks, the Milwaukee Bucks pick in 2025 that could become very valuable because it seems like there is a chance Milwaukee does end up blowing it up this offseason, and you know we're going to make a ton of Giannis videos if that happens. And I just really think that if the Knicks are going to make some sort of move where they trade for a star, I don't know if they're going to trade both 24 and 25 because it's not like those are the most valuable picks in the world or anything. They're actually some of the Knicks' least valuable first-round picks. Now, if you want to trade for someone like Mikal Bridges on the Brooklyn Nets and finally get him with his friends in Brunson and Hart and DiVincenzo, then you're most likely going to have to make some sort of move where you're trading 24 and 25, the Bucks pick, one of the Knicks' own unprotected first-round picks, and then, I don't know, maybe the Wizards' protected pick that they have. They'll end up giving a lot of firsts, but it's not going to be valuable first-round picks. It's not going to be like, hey, Brooklyn, we understand that you're stupid and you gave up all your first-round picks twice in the last 10 years. We're going to help you out. No, the Knicks are just going to give them whatever picks they can get away with because Nets fans insist that the Houston Rockets are going to give them their picks back from Mikal Bridges, even though the Rockets have been very clear that they wanted to do that at the time, and now they're no longer interested in that. But again, the Nets are stupid, and so are their fans. So what are you really going to expect? Not all Nets fans are stupid. Just a good amount of them don't know basketball because they became fans when Katie and Kyrie were there, and a handful of them were like, no, I'll stay being a fan of the Nets because the Knicks are bad or something. I don't know. Nets fans are weird. They're hipsters. So many strays right now. I'm sorry, Nets fans. But Jake Fischer continued and said, there's no Victor Wembanyama in this class. There's no Zion Williamson. In this class, there's no Cooper Flagg and Cam Boozer. And upcoming things, there's just a lot of expectation and excitement about at least the next two draft classes, let alone what could be a 2028 pick. Now, 2028 is projected to be a stacked up draft class, and that's all I know about it. I don't pay that much attention to future draft classes until the year that they're next up. I'll know a handful of names. I follow basketball enough to I know who the Boozer Bros are. Also, it's just a funny nickname. I get it's their last name, but it's still funny. And I know who Cooper Flagg is because I don't live under a rock. And so I've heard about 2028 being a good draft class, but that's literally all I know. I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you guys like I have some extensive knowledge on what freshman in high school is about to get picked. Someone who's nearly 10 years younger than me is about to do, which is just a horrific thought. But I have no idea on who is in the 2028 draft class is what I'm trying to say here. But I know it's supposed to be really good. The Knicks have all their future picks. And they're probably going to dangle them. They know that Jalen Brunson's an NBA superstar. They know Julius fits with this team well as long as he's still here. And we're going to do a video about that soon, about his contract extension, because there is an update on that. And when you look at the Knicks, when you look at everything that they've done, nothing to me screams they're going to add a bunch of rookies to this team. I think they should pick at either 24th or 25th. I think it makes all the sense in the world to add a rookie contract. If nothing else, it'll be a cheap contract. The Knicks are great at development. It could be a very good role player. And I mean, look what they did with Deuce McBride. Right before Deuce broke out and they gave him consistent minutes, they signed him to a deal that was front-loaded, so he gets the most money from it next season, and then it just depreciates till we're in 2026. He's getting like $2 million. That contract is so low. One, his agent should be fired. Two, Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart on the Roommates podcast were making fun of Deuce's small contract. Like, that's how crazy of a deal it is, because we know Deuce is an excellent role player for the Knicks. And maybe he gets moved as part of a trade because he's a friendly contract and a very nice young role player. I would love for Deuce to say, I think he's got a perfect fit for this team. I think his vibe works here. But we have to be aware that that's a possibility. Now, I don't know when this would happen. Would it happen before the draft? Probably not. It feels like a draft night trade. But it does make you wonder what the Knicks have up their sleeve. If so much noise is happening that they're going to trade these picks, it means they have someone targeted. It doesn't mean that they just want to move those picks. It means there is a laundry list of players who they are okay with trading these picks for. That's what that means. Or there wouldn't be a ton of news 20 days out that the Knicks are certainly going to trade these picks. We know the Knicks are probably going to trade at least one of them because they just don't draft. Leon Rose does not like to draft unless he's 100% sure on a prospect, whether that was Quentin Grimes, who he was correct on, whether that was Emmanuel Quickley, who he was correct on. Also, I was on my phone the other day and just randomly DM'd Quickley saying I was going to beat him in 2K, so shout out IQ for responding to that. But that's just my guy, so I got to give him a shout out. But also, with Deuce, with Rokas Jokubaitis, if he comes over and pans out, we're going to know that the Knicks only draft if they're sure on a prospect. Even at 58 with Jericho Sims. Like, Jericho Sims has been excellent for the third to last pick in the draft. Like, that's a really good career he's already panned out. Most 58th overall picks don't ever really play in the NBA. So shout out to Jericho. Shout out to the Knicks for knowing what they're doing. And recently, in a Bleacher Report mock draft, Terrence Shannon Jr. and Zach Edey were highlighted as the Knicks picks in the first round. Now, as I said, they're not going to go back-to-back and pick both of these. They're going to trade at least one of them. I would love if they drafted Terrence Shannon Jr. and Zach Edey, and also both picks make sense for the Knicks, neither of whom is a young 19-year-old who's raw. I think Terrence Shannon Jr. has potential to become an excellent NBA player. The question is his personal life. That whole stuff that's going down with him, and I'm not going to go into it because I'm not qualified to talk about this stuff. But if you want to know what's going on, like outside the court, just look it up because he's outside the court and in another court. And basically with him, I think he'd work. I don't think he'd fit on the Knicks that much because they have a bunch of wings. I love the idea of Zach Edey. It gives you room to, I love Mitch, but it gives you room to trade Mitch if you have to. Only if you have to. I also love Mitch, and I don't want him to get traded. But you could move him if you pick up Edey. I did a whole 2 videos on Zach Edey. I might do another one at some point before the draft, just because it's fun to talk about him. And because he's a prospect I'd love for the Knicks. So go check those out. And outside of that, guys, live stream is back on Thursday once again. Join. Let's have some fun. Let's talk some basketball for a while. You don't want to miss it, so make sure you're subscribed to Knicks Digest. Like this video, turn on post notifications, leave a comment, and I'll respond to you. Let's have some fun on this channel in the offseason. I forget what offseason day it is. I went to the Jersey Shore and lost track, but, you know, it is what it is, guys. Have a great day, and go Knicks.